Welcome to Author Mama Reads, where I give you my first impressions of the book I'm reviewing. Book today is Heart on the Line by Karen Witemeyer. Normally, I'm all for Karen Witemeyer. I wouldn't hesitate to get one of her books, but for some reason, I'm not feeling it. Let's see, what chapter am I on? I'm finishing up 8, and I was not interested from the first chapter, and but I don't know why. I really like her, so I don't think this is indicative of bad writing or anything like that. I just maybe don't like the story, and maybe it's just not my cup of tea. I just did not get into the character, the girl. There wasn't enough draw for me to really care about who she was, or even the main male protagonist. So I'm waiting. I'm still going to finish it because I think her writing is good enough to finish. She is explaining a lot of things, whereas I would prefer her just to move on. She's taking the time to give some detail where I don't think it's needed and a little redundant, but which might be why I'm also trudging through it a little bit. But overall, I expect to like it, I think. I'm waiting. I should like it. Okay, so here it is. She keeps having, look at my glasses, they're all shiny. Boop. Look at that. So, she has these other characters besides the main protagonist, and I think she's attempting with all of the explaining to make these more rounded characters, but I don't, as of yet, care about any of these other women, and so stopping to explain to me about them when they each have such like minor roles, they're like little supporting people all around. There was a lot of time spent on this woman Helen, and I was like, is Helen gonna have a significant role in this story? Because if not, I don't need to know any of this. Like, I just didn't care. Oh, this is making it difficult. And there's this girl named Tori who keeps showing up, but I don't know who Tori is. Like, is she just one of the other women? Is she a close friend? A not so close friend? Just one of the group? At least with Helen, I know she's like a chicken farmer. Now, because she gave so much detail about Helen a little bit, like she let you into Helen's head. That was the thing. She let you into her head and her thoughts. So I was like, okay, is she going to be somehow significant to the story? I just don't see that yet.
I gotta put my phone away.
What?
What? Isn't he supposed to be up because she stays up?
Mom stuff. All right. Okay, so I'm on chapter 20. I just finished chapter 20 of Heart on the Line, and I'm gonna stop. So that's sad because I don't like to stop. I guess I thought I liked some of her books more than I do. Yeah, I think I had a little bit of trouble with all of them. I didn't realize I did, but I looked back at them and I think I see now that there were things I was frustrated with. This particular one, I just don't care for the story. I mean, that's all there is to it. So there's a couple of like the weak points. What's taking a long time is the dialogue is driving me crazy. So she says something, and then there's a big long explanation, and then they say next person says something, and a big old explanation of what they said, and goes back and forth to sometimes when the answer doesn't make sense to me because I forgot what the first person said. So, and the story never drew me in. It literally just throws you in. It throws you into the plot, and you're like, what? What's happening? who are these people? Why do I care? And then you don't. For the rest of the book, you don't. And even when she's in trouble and people are after her, I'm still like, why? Give me a reason. Give me a reason to care, other than she's the protagonist. So, it's not my jam. Do you know, I used to think that referred to jelly, like grape or strawberry, not music. Sorry. Side note. Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna start something else, so that's all. I have such mixed emotions now about Karen Witemeyer. I think that I really got her mixed up with Deanne Gist. I think I thought a lot of the books that were written by Deanne Gist were written by Karen Witemeyer. I started reading them both around the same time, and now that I look back at the lineup of Karen Witemeyer's books, I can really see that I wasn't as into her books in particular. So, I mean, let's see. She's got quite a few books. I've not read More Than Words Can Say or No Other Will Do. I've read Short Straw Bride. I think I've read A Worthy Pursuit. I liked A Short Straw Bride. I didn't think it was the best writing I'd ever read before, but I did enjoy it. I did enjoy A Worthy Pursuit. I don't recall liking Head in the Clouds very much. I recall liking Two in Her Heart less, I think. There's a dressmaking one. No, not Full Steam Ahead. Oh, A Tailor-Made Bride. I didn't like that one very much. I do remember that there was a lot of fluff, a lot of talking about her putting up shelves in her shop, you know, stacking material. But I read it. I don't remember it being a big deal, other than thinking, oh wow, she's adding quite a bit of fluff. Boop. I think a couple of the other ones I read that I still enjoyed, none were like this. None were like this particular book, where I read the first chapter and was like, oh, I'm so uninterested. And then halfway through, I can't read anymore. Like, I just couldn't do it. Now, this book, Her on the Line, it has 5 stars. And not like 5 of her friends each gave her 5 stars. Like 251 ratings. 251 ratings. She has 2% for 2 stars, 1% for 3 stars, 17% for 4 stars, and 80% 5 stars. Like, and no 1 stars at all. Which makes me question myself. Was this book really as bad as I thought? Or did people start with the Ladies of Harbor Station books? I'm seeing now that the lineup is that this one is second. And I'm going to read you a 5-star first. I loved the first book of the series as well as the novella that takes place between these books. So I was really looking forward to this. I loved all the characters. Amos was so much fun and a great hero for Grace. He was probably my favorite of all the characters. Helen was a wonderful surprise. She really steals the show. That is true. Helen was way more interesting. I wasn't expecting for her to get her own side plot or that it would be involved in the story. Okay, I just have to comment on this because I didn't comment on it in the first impressions. Okay, I really don't care about spoilers in this book, I have to say. You can read it. If you like the first book, you'll probably like the second book, I'm assuming. But in this book, Helen, it seemed, had a lot of trauma. She hated men. It seems like she was abused or physically abused, which is why she doesn't. Well, in comes this, they keep talking about her, and if you remember, I was like, well, why is she even there? Kind of this sheriff or investigator, it's been a couple weeks, came into town, or was gonna come into town to talk to the main character. Well, the guy who wanted to kill the main character tried to kill that guy, but did not succeed, and came in as an imposter. Meanwhile, Helen finds the actual guy. I don't even know if they ended up getting together because I didn't finish the book. I am assuming they got together. So here's this man-hater, and here's this guy. Well, what better way to get him to wheedle his way into her heart than a dream, I guess. Or, I mean,
so he had lost a lot of blood. Instead of Karen taking the time to progress that man, where they had a friendship or a relationship or a progression where she was able to trust him through certain events, it seemed like she just took this major shortcut. Like, it was huge. So he's lost a lot of blood, and in his delirium, he starts talking to his sister, who's not there, obviously, but he's like, it's okay. And he's calling her by whatever her name was. He's like, go hide. I'll protect you. I'll take the beating for you this time. Like, it's okay. You don't have to worry. Run or whatever. And so he keeps, in his delirium, talking about the sister. So, well, that's handy. So now Helen is like, oh, he protects battered women. Like, his sister was battered, so I can trust him. And, like, I get that. It was just incredibly coincidental that this man just happened to have this story. And not only just happened to have the story, he doesn't have to even take the time to tell her about it. He's just delirious, and it all comes out as delirium. And it was just far-fetched, kind of cheesy. So that really did kind of bug me. Sorry, back to this. I've been immersed with the first round of edits for a book that is due to the publisher in a few months. One of the things that has kept my sanity during this time is reading Karen Witemeyer's new book, Heart on the Line. In my opinion, it's her best one ever. Which isn't saying a lot. She has better books. Like, she does. Short Straw Bride, I thought, was way better than this one. She has a knack for pulling the reader in and not letting go until the end of the book. I was holding on for dear life. I'm serious. Like, how do you disagree with someone so much? She's not pulling me up. I'm like, please, I'm trying to hang on. I'm trying to finish your book. And it was like pushing me away. And I'm like, no, I have to try. It's like the complete opposite. All right. Evidently, you know, these people love her. And that's awesome. I don't understand. So in the 3 stars, it said, I recently finished reading Heart on the Line. This was such a fun read. I've always been a fan of Karen Witemeyer, and her work has never failed to bring a smile to my face and a few hours of escape to another time, which is a wonderful compliment. Wonderful compliment. I know it's not like she doesn't want to put effort into her books. I just really feel like this one fell flat. But she has a huge fan base, and rightly so. I mean, really, she's done a lot of books. The strongest point of this book is definitely the 2 main characters. The chemistry was great. Not really. I was rooting for them until the final page. Why did they give it 3 stars then? If they liked it so much, they should have given it more stars. So let's go to 2 stars. I usually love Ms. Witemeyer's books, but this one was a real letdown for me. It was too slow, and the hero just was not my type of guy. It failed to capture my interest and hold it, so I finally put it down. Written by avid reader. Hey, you and me, sister. We're the only ones. We're the only ones. Oh my gosh. That's just insane to me how I could be so different from like 200 and... how many people? 251 people. Boop again. I did it with my middle finger. Sorry. It's an accident. That was on purpose. I believe I said enough that I should now balance it out a little bit with just talking about Karen Witemeyer in general. She is on Facebook. She is at KarenWitemeyer.com. She speaks at writing conferences and does regional workshops. I mean, she's earned her spot as a well-known author and as a well-liked author, and I'm one of those people who likes her, or certain books that she has. Not this one, but other ones. So I want to be sensitive to that, because every book is our baby, right? Like, if you write, then you pour yourself into that, and it's hard to hear negative things. And I hate saying anything negative about her, because I think a lot of her books are definitely still worth reading. So I would not tell you not to read her. Again, Short Straw Bride was really cute. You just go to the library and pick up one of her books. Just like read the first page there. Read it then and there, and if it hooks you, take it home, because then I think it'll be fine. Will I read another one of Karen Witemeyer's books again? Yes, I probably will. In terms of where this one came up, real quickly, if I can see it. Okay, Lady of Harper Station, they're in 2016 through 18 is when these books were published. I will probably read anything before these, which includes Worthy Pursuits and Full Steam Ahead series and all of those. The one that comes after is the Patchwork Family books. I am less apt to want to read those books, honestly, just because I'm wondering if this is, you know, indicative of future writing, but I would give it a try. I would give it a try. So yes, conclusions. I would still try another book. Anyway, that's it. My next book, I believe it is going to be either Under the Midnight Sun by Tracy Peterson or A Measure of the Heart by Lorraine Snelling. We'll see.